Hey guys, Mav here, back with another little video. Gonna be talking about some next gen stuff. It's getting closer and closer. We got about a month until the next gen consoles hit. So let's get to talking right after this. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Before we get going with this, please take a moment, if you can, to like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out my podcast, Xbox Ultimates, on Spotify, iTunes. It's here on YouTube, also on video, and everywhere you can find audio podcasts, pretty much. Again, it's Xbox Ultimate Podcast. Thank you so much. So what I want to talk about real quick is kind of what we can anticipate maybe in the next coming weeks leading up to actual next-gen launch. We have a fun few weeks coming up, because there is going to be some more information. Today, PlayStation 5 did an actual unboxing, or not unboxing, what am I saying? A breakdown, I guess, a disassembling of the PlayStation 5. And it was really cool, actually, to see the components. And I always appreciate this kind of stuff because it makes you appreciate everything that went into making these consoles even more. Now, we saw this from the Series X, like right after it was announced, pretty much, that Austin Evans and Digital Foundry, and they actually had them come in and they got to kind of take it apart and play with the parts and stuff. So now we've seen kind of the innards of both consoles, and we kind of know more. And they both look like they're going to be good consoles, you know. Personally, as more of a Xbox guy that has that as my primary system, I'm excited about more of the things that they're offering with some of the services and stuff like that. PlayStation, obviously, they have the games that people do love as well, with the exclusive titles that sell really well, like Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, and that kind of stuff. So there's definitely a market for both consoles, and I think both are going to make the fans really happy of those consoles, and there's going to be a lot of other people that are even happier that own both. Personally, I've still been teeter-tottering on whether I am going to get a PS5 at launch, but right now I'm in the market, or the mindset of, yeah, probably so. But we'll see. You know, my mind keeps flip-flopping on that. I do have one pre-ordered. Now, what I want to talk about a little bit is these coming weeks, because we've seen now what a lot of us needed some more info on. We've seen the expansion port on the PS5. It doesn't look like it's going to be that difficult to access. It is a little bit more complicated than the Xbox, where the Xbox just has a card that you plug into the back. The PS5, you have to take off the cover, and then there's like you just use a screwdriver to pick off something, and then you put the drive in, it looks like, and then close it back up. So it doesn't look like overly complicated or anything. So that was a concern to some. You know, most people are probably never even going to touch it. But guys that play a lot of games, it's probably more of it would be more of an issue for them, right? So it looks like it's going to be a decent solution for PlayStation. And Xbox also, I think, does have maybe a better solution here, but that's just time will tell. You know, it is good news also that Jason Ronald of Xbox did say that in the future, other companies will be having other options as far as storage with different sizes from different manufacturers and that kind of stuff as well. So that would be really good to see. As far as what we know is coming for Xbox, we know in the coming weeks there's going to be gameplay, because Jason Ronald himself did say this. If you listen to my podcast, I talk about this quite a bit. Also, last night when Aaron Greenberg was on the RDX podcast with Dealer and those guys, he did say as well and clarified that they are planning on showing next-gen optimized experiences running on the Series X before the console launches. And he kind of went into, you know, a lot of the reasons why they haven't had that yet to show, because they don't want to put pressure on the developers to come up with stuff. And that, you know, a lot of these games are made on dev kits anyway. So that's kind of what the kind of stuff that they've had to show. That's why it's been running on PCs, because that's what they're created on, which is what we've talked about before. I think PlayStation has put a more of an emphasis on making sure they show that kind of stuff. And that's worked because they're pushing more of the game side, and Xbox has been pushing more of the hardware side, right? And we know both are going to end up having great hardware and great games. So what I anticipate before we see, maybe in the next, maybe a week before launch, which would be in about 3.5 weeks or so, we'll be seeing maybe some really good gameplay from Series X, possibly some kind of little showcase, a video or something where they have some next gen reveals. We do also remember that they said that there was going to be more coming later this year as far as game reveals from first party studios. They said that during the Xbox Game Showcase. And there was also speculation at the time that PlayStation did hold off revealing a couple things. And they did show those possible at the PlayStation 5 reveal, where they had the price reveal. I mean, not the console reveal, but the price reveal, where they did show that they're making God of War. They had like the Harry Potter game and some stuff like that. But I think God of War, you know, they didn't show any gameplay or anything like that from. So if they were holding anything back for right before launch, it could be like a short gameplay clip put together for that game, because we already know that the last God of War game looked incredible graphic wise. So it would be a showcase game. They could also do more Spider-Man footage again, which we've seen plenty of. They could choose Horizon Forbidden West and show some more of that. As far as Xbox goes, we have the Initiatives game they could reveal and show a glimpse of that, which was rumored to have been part of the Xbox Game Showcase. So they could have pulled that back for right before launch. Also, you have Compulsion. We don't know what they've been working on. They're supposed to be having a game that's going to get revealed. They're the ones that made We Happy Few, but there's been a heavy investment into that studio since the acquisition. We Happy Few was a title that they had already been working on before the acquisition into Microsoft. So they may be ready to have something to show, but we don't really know what that is. So there's that. Then we always could see maybe a little bit more of Forza Motorsport or something like that. Then you always have third party stuff. They could show something third party that is kind of really cool, that could make an appearance. There's still been this mysterious Elden Ring that has not shown up anywhere. People keep getting disappointed in that. So maybe we'll see Elden Ring. But I think the next few weeks, because the hardware is mostly out of the way, I think for Xbox, it's going to be focused on games. Possibly a couple more acquisitions even, because there has been rumors of a couple smaller studios or maybe Game Pass deals and those kind of things. That's, I think, what we're going to see from Xbox side. Focus on games and that. And then from PlayStation side, we still need to see how is backwards compatibility going to work? How is the user interface going to really look and operate with the PS5? Because we see that the console looks, it looks like it looks. I'm not going to say it looks good, but it looks powerful, and it has a fast SSD. We know that, and we've seen it disassemble. We know we can get the expansion port. There's been a lot expandable storage. I mean, there's been a lot of good things about it, but we still want to know, how does it actually work? It's going to work like a console. We know that, but is there any other new features, right? Is it just a PS4 that is fast and spruced up? Like, is a UI different? Is backwards compatible going to work with disc, or is it going to work with games that you own digitally? Are you just going to be able to play those right from your account that when you log in? Or is there some kind of workaround people have to do? There's a lot of unanswered questions with that, and I don't know if it's I think some of it would be obvious that those things should work, but just the fact that they haven't like straight up said that it's going to work and how it's going to work is kind of leading some people to be a little wary. Um, and I think we're going to see some more of those, just like, okay, yeah, guys, this is how this stuff is going to work, and this is what the UI looks like, and here's this, and they're given the, like, these little tiny samples here and there. And from both consoles, we don't know what the embargoes are going to be. If we don't know if PlayStation 5s are going to be sent out into people's hands, if they're going to get the hands-on time with it before launch, like the Series X and stuff is. I know that they did have the Japanese stuff where they had, some of these YouTubers get to kind of mess with it a little bit, but it seemed like a controlled situation to where they're not, where Xbox is more like, hey, here's this, do what you want with it, but you can't talk about this until these dates, right? So we know that there's going to be definitely more coming from the Xbox side where they have certain dates that they can start talking more about certain things. People, when these things are out in the wild, you get these crazy rumors and stuff, which have already been dispelled from multiple people that have already had consoles about heat issues and all this stuff from both consoles. And this is people just looking for stuff to kind of make an issue about that's not really a concern for either manufacturer, with the amount of engineering and with the amount of investment and with how important these consoles are going to be to both companies. They had to engineer the crap out of these things to make sure they are going to be fine. And I think they're going to be fine, but we'll see. The 360 should have been fine, but it had its own issues. At least Xbox took care of their customers with that, which is a good faith thing for me as a consumer, knowing that, hey, when they do screw up, they're going to at least put the money where their mouth was and fix their mistakes, right? So as far as the heat issues go, I don't think Xbox is ever going to let something like that happen again, like they did before. PlayStation wise, I don't think we're going to have any issues because it's going to be overclocked GPU, all that kind of stuff. I think we're going to be fine on both of them. They're both big for a reason. And I'm excited to get some next gen experiences. I'm excited for the feeling of next gen, because based on all of the reports from everybody, that is going to be the main thing, is the feeling. It's going to change. It's going to be different. When we boot up these consoles, they're going to boot up lightning fast. They're going to load games lightning fast. We're going to play games that have been console games for years and years that are going to play different than they ever have before. They're going to look different than they ever had before because of HDR. It's going to be amazing. I'm excited. I'm pumped for it. Hopefully you guys are too. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the support, guys. Again, follow me on Twitter at FunSpeculation. Check out my YouTube channel, which I guess you already are. This is YouTube, isn't it? Yeah, YouTube here. Yep, it is. It's YouTube. Check out my podcast, which was on YouTube, which is what I meant to say. Xbox Ultimate. Again, that is also on audio platforms, Spotify, iTunes, all that crap. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Take it easy. Bye.